Good morning students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. So in our last class what we have did? We have started plant tissue, right? And in that what we studied that plant tissue, it is divided into the meristematic tissue and the permanent tissue, right? And then we have studied about the meristematic tissue. And the meristematic tissue, it is categorized into three layers. The one is apical, then intercalary, and then lateral, right? So it is all about the meristematic tissue, and today we are going to cover about the permanent tissue, right? So right, so permanent tissue. So how, first of all, we will come to know how permanent tissue is formed, right? So it is formed by dividing of, or we can write it, formed by the division of meristematic cells, right? Okay students, so how the permanent tissue form? It is formed by the division of meristematic cells. Why it is called permanent? Because after the forming of this tissue, there is no changes in the shape, size, and in the function of cells, right? So it becomes permanent, right? Also, after forming of this permanent tissue, the cells lose the ability to divide, right? Okay students, so the process of change in the taking up the shape, final shape, size, right, and function right, in the cell is known as, this process is known as what? It is known as differentiation. What it is called? It is called differentiation. Okay students, so what is differentiation? It is the process of taking the shape, final shape, size, and function in the cell. It is known as differentiation, right? So this is all about permanent tissue. Moving further, this permanent tissue, it is broadly divided into two parts. The one is simple permanent tissue, right? And the other is complex permanent tissue, right? So simple permanent tissue and the complex permanent tissue. And in today's class, we will study about simple permanent tissue. Okay class? So this simple permanent tissue, it is found mainly just beneath the epidermis, just beneath the layer of epidermis. Okay, right? So where it is found, simple permanent tissue, it is found just beneath the layer of epidermis. Also class, this simple permanent tissue, it is divided into three types. The first is parenchyma simple permanent tissue, then collenchyma, and the third is sclerenchyma, right? So this parenchyma, if we make the diagram, So this parenchyma, it has thin cell walls, right? It has thin cell walls. Right? So you can see also this parenchyma tissue, it has thin cell walls, and the cells which are present in this tissue, they are living, right? And these cells, they are loosely arranged. You can see there are gaps between the cells, right? So we can say there are intercellular spaces are also, right? This next we have the parenchyma. It stores food also, right? It stores food also. They can be round also. The cells can be round, right? It can be of round shape. It can be of oval shape. It can be elongated, right? So the cells are of different shape. The next we have, it contains chlorophyll. In some situations, what happens, this parenchyma tissue, it contains chlorophyll also. In that case, those tissues are called chlorenchyma. What it is called? It is called chlorenchyma. Also students, in the aquatic plants, right? So they are having, in this tissue, the cells are having air spaces, right? To support the plant to float on the surface of water. So in that case, that tissue is called parenchyma, right? So this is all about the parenchyma. Coming to the second type of the simple permanent tissue, this is collenchyma. Here the collenchyma, it is you can see that at the corners, these cell walls, they get thickened, right? So the cells which are present in collenchyma, it is living cells, right? And they are of little bit elongated shape, right? And also irregular in shape, right? The next, there is little bit spaces between the cells. So we can say little intercellular spaces are present. And these collenchyma, it is mainly found in leaf stalks, right? In leaf stalks. And what it provide? It provide mechanical support to the plants, right? And also help in the bending, right? Bending of the tendrils or stems, right? It provides flexibility to the stems or tendrils, right? So these are found in tendrils and stems. So this is all about the collenchyma, right? So this collenchyma, it provides what? Mechanical support and flexibility to the plants, right? The third type, it is sclerenchyma, right? So sclerenchyma, in this the cells are dead, right? And it can be of long, it can be of narrow, it can be and its cell wall, it is thickened, right? So here the upper layer, it is totally thickened, right? And here what present? Yes, there is the presence of lignin. What is there? It is lignin, right? It is thickened, it has thickened cell wall, right? So you can see there is no we can say spaces in between the cells, right? And what it provides is provide strength to the plant part. It's make mainly it makes what? It makes the plant hard and stiff, right? So it is found in stems, it is found around vascular bundles, right? In the also in the veins of leaves, in the hard covering of seeds and nuts, right? So if we take the example can be the husk of coconut, right? Students, you must have seen the husk of coconut, right? It is that layer, it is thick, right? So this is all about the sclerenchyma. So students, what we did today, we have covered the types of simple permanent tissue, right? And we have three types. The first is parenchyma, then collenchyma, and then sclerenchyma. So parenchyma, it is of thin cell wall, right? And living cells are present there. It is loosely arranged, right? And there is intercellular spaces between the cell, as you can see from this diagram. Also, it stores what? It stores food, right? And in some situations, those plants which contain chlorophyll, that time that is called chlorenchyma. And mostly plants contain chlorophyll, so that is called chlorenchyma tissue, right? And those aquatic plants, right, which floats on the surface of water, so they having what? They are having is air spaces between the cells, right? So that is called what? Parenchyma, right? If we talk about collenchyma, it contains living cells, right? And it is of elongated shape also. It is irregular, right? And the cells are thickened at the corners. You can see they are thickened at the corner. ये corners पे क्या है? They are thickened, right? So there are only little bit intercellular spaces are present in the cells, in between the cells, right? There are also nucleus, and this is vacuole, right? Okay. So where these found, these collenchyma, they are mostly found in leaf stalks, right? And it provides flexibility to the plants, right? So at the point of tendrils or stems, they can easily bend, right? It provides mechanical support to the plants. The third is sclerenchyma. So it is present in the husk of coconut. So it is mainly dead cells, right? And it can be of long, narrow, and the cell walls, it is thickened. Why? Due to the lignin present in the cell wall, right? And there is no intercellular spaces between the cells, and it provides strength to the plant parts, right? It makes it hard and stiff, right? Also, it is found in, where it is found? It is found in stems, right? It is found in vascular bundles, in the veins of leaves, and in the hard covering of seeds and nuts. So students, this is all about the simple permanent tissue and having three types, right? So tomorrow we will do the second type of the permanent tissue, and that is complex permanent tissue. Okay students, so that's all for today. I hope I make it clear you the simple permanent tissue, right? So if you have any query in this, you can ask me in the comment section. Okay students, so meet you in the next class. Thank you so much.